Hey there, welcome back to the Path to Better A1C podcast. This is episode 40, and I am Jenny Pena, your host, your blood sugar strategist, and board certified health and wellness coach. Each week, I share simple, science backed strategies to help you lower your A1C, prevent diabetes, feel confident making food and lifestyle choices, and regain that energy. Because nobody wants to be dealing with brain fog and lack of focus. We want to have the energy and the stamina and the health to live the best lives that we want to. So, today, we are going to talk about a topic that is very interesting, and a lot of people are talking about it. And it has to do with the connection with fiber, gut health, digestion, what's in it for you, and pre-diabetes, right? So, this entire month, I have been talking about fiber, and it's just to bring that awareness because of the Full Plate Living program. And I will talk a little bit about it towards the end. But last week, we talked about how fiber can calm inflammation, right? And why that matters for prediabetes. Now, today, we are moving deeper into what is the role with the gut. And we'll cover how fiber supports digestion, what types of fiber help with constipation, and what to do if you're having a sensitive gut or IBS, right? And I know that also some of my clients, when they are on medication, their gut can be a little bit uneasy, unsteady. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, how all of this ties back into cravings and blood sugar, because it does. So, yes, we're going there. Let's get started. Now, again, before I continue to dive in, I want to remind you that registration is open for my 8-week full plate living program. I'll share all the details at the end of the episode. But if you're looking for simple ways to add fiber rich foods into your diet without feeling deprived, without counting calories, and with amazing support, this program is for you. Now, let's start with your gut. It's home to trillions of microbes, and what you eat determines how they behave. So, when you feed them fiber, especially soluble fiber, from foods like oats, chia seeds, and beans, those microbes produce short chain fatty acids like butyrate. Now, these little compounds do big things. They strengthen your gut lining, they calm inflammation, and even help with insulin resistance, right? Like they help your body become insulin sensitive and it works better. So think of fiber as that VIP catering service for your gut party because it will feed the crowd well and they will reward you with more energy, steadier moods, and fewer sugar crashes. So I thought that was a fun analogy. But let's talk about constipation and IBS because while this is not directly related to diabetes or prediabetes, some people do have gut dysregulation. They have some imbalances. So let's talk about that. And it's not very glamorous, but let's talk about constipation. If you're constipated, insoluble fiber is your friend. Think of it as the broom that sweeps things through, right? Foods like whole grains, bran, veggie skins, they help bulk things up and keep things moving. So pair them with water and some daily movement, and you pretty much should have your basics covered. And I will bring this up because maybe you don't have IBS. However, when you're getting these medications, if you're on GLP-1s, if you're on metformin, it could either go both ways. It could either give you diarrhea or sometimes it could give you constipation. So these are ways of you managing that. Now, if you have a sensitive gut or if you have IBS, too much roughage can actually make you miserable. And that's where the soluble fiber comes in. And I like to call that the gentle sponge, right? Like we call the insoluble fiber like your broom, and the soluble fiber is like that gentle sponge. So foods like oats, chia, flax, psyllium, beans, lentils, Peeled cooked veggies are easier to tolerate, right? Now, the key is to go slow. If you're at 2, 3, even 5 grams of fiber at a time, drink plenty of water and notice how your body responds, right? Like, don't go from 0 to 40 grams of fiber a day and not think about all these other things. I always say start with like 5, add a piece of fruit, add a side vegetable with some fiber, and start there. The key is to go slow. Because if you're sensitive, let's say to FODMAPs, or you start with a lower FODMAP fiber sources, think of kiwi, carrots, potatoes, rice, quinoa, like just be mindful of that. Think about all these things. And if you don't know what FODMAP is a specific protocol for individuals that have IBS to have certain foods and try them. And it's sort of an elimination process just to identify which fiber sources work best for your gut. And I will say, as a caveat, that cooked veggies are usually friendlier than raw if you're having a sensitive gut. Now, let's talk about fiber, cravings, and blood sugar. Here's the other cool thing about fiber. That fiber doesn't just help your gut, but it helps your blood sugar, it helps your cravings, it helps you feel fuller for longer. So, soluble fiber, they slow down how fast sugar enters your bloodstream, which means fewer spikes, fewer crashes. And obviously, stable blood sugar means you don't hit that 3 p.m. slump, you don't have that wall, you're not running for your fourth cup of coffee, or you're digging for candy or chips. That's the beauty of it. Now, some fibers even help trigger satiety hormones like GLP-1s and CCK, the same ones targeted by some of these diabetes medications that you're hearing a lot. So, those are the things that tell your brain, I'm full. It means that when you're satisfied with fewer calories, what is going to happen is that you're going to eat less. It's going to be easier for you to manage weight. Now, let me give you a few easy wins that you can try this week. As always, I always try to wrap up the episode with something that you can think about. Breakfast. Overnight oats with chia seeds and berries. That alone is between 10 to 12 grams of fiber right off the gate. Lunch. Think about lentil soup, chickpea soup, chili, right? Like beans are so easy for you to add those 7, 8 grams of fiber. And you can even add them to your lunch. So think about how to add that. Now for snacks, 2 quick kiwis with a handful of walnuts. It's super gut friendly and blood sugar balancing. Now, if you are IBS sensitive, start with oatmeal, ground flax seeds, add cooked carrots or zucchini, try a small scoop of psyllium in water, go slow, and talk to your practitioner, right? Like, we're all different. And that's the thing about sometimes elimination diets, that try to make sure that you talk with a practitioner, evaluate everything, and listen to your body, because your bodies are all different. And what may work for one person may not work for the other one. Now, here's my challenge for you this week, right? Like last week, I talked about adding one element of fiber. So I'm going to say the same thing now, but I'll add an extra step. For this week, add one new fiber rich food every single day, right? Make sure you incorporate that to whatever you're eating right now, but also pair it with an extra glass of water. And if you're IBS sensitive, choose soluble fiber sources and track how you feel. Because all these small changes, they do add up. And if you want support with putting this into practice and adding whole foods and natural ways of adding fiber to your diet, please, I would love for you to join me on my Full Plate Living program. It's an 8-week group coaching program where we focus on adding more fiber rich foods to your plate in simple, sustainable ways. The program is only $197 for 8 weeks. And we meet live every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Electronic materials are included. And if you would like a physical workbook, you can also get that for purchase on Amazon. And don't forget, the orientation session, it is scheduled as a YouTube premiere on September 20th at noon Eastern Standard Time. And I am going to be there on the chat answering all of your questions. It will be pinned at the top of my YouTube channel, and you can watch it and get a full overview of the program and the science behind it. To join us, I will have the link in bio, but you can go to subscribepage.io/fiber. And now that we are closing, friends, this is it for today. We are going to have another episode to talk more about fiber. But remember, your gut plays a huge role in your overall health, and fiber is the fuel that keeps it running smoothly. So, whether you're dealing with constipation, sensitive digestion, maybe you just want to manage cravings, balance your blood sugar, the right kind of fiber can make a big difference. So, if this episode was helpful, share with a friend, leave a quick review. It really helps more people find the podcast. And be sure to join me next week when we will wrap up this fiber series by talking about fiber versus processed foods and why food companies keep stripping fiber out of what we eat. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next time. Bye.